Oh, hello, folks. It's Ken David Stewart back again. I talked to you yesterday, and if you actually listened, not going to make me famous, but if you actually watched and listened. So I'm happy about that. You know, my videos, my podcasts, my blogs. If somebody gets something out of it, I'm very happy. And even if they don't, I still get something out of it. So anyway, I'm really happy with how my green screen is working with these desktop backgrounds. That's pretty cool. In this background, I don't know what it's called. I got a whole bunch of free virtual backgrounds with when I bought my green screen. And, been fiddling around with them, and some of them are pretty cool. Well, this one I really like. Got the old Shell signs, and looks like some antiques and Coca-Cola or something in the background. Good stuff. Today I actually did put down some notes because when you get old, you forget things. Okay, well, it is Christmas time, or a little past Christmas and Boxing Day, but New Year's is still to come. I've never, but I've often not been a big fan of Christmas. I've had a few really bad ones, and it was fun when my kids were young and were growing up, and you kind of bought into their excitement. But, when you don't have that anymore, it's more or less just another day. Like my wife, Martha, and I did nothing really special. We had a good time. I think we watched the last part of Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That movie is just a gem. It's one of the best comedies I've seen, and definitely one of the best comedies about Christmas. It's an absolute masterpiece. And Chevy Chase should have won an award for that. Same with Randy Quaid. But anyway, I don't know how many times I've seen that film and how many times I just burst out laughing. It's not too often the last few years I ever burst out laughing about anything. So, that was really cool to watch that. So that was good. See, my expectations are very low about Christmas. So if anything possibly goes well, I'm happy about it. To tell you the truth, Christmas Eve and day, I was a little under the weather. We're always under the weather, but people like to say that when they feel a bit sick. So I thought, well, if I was like a normal human being who went out and interacted with the world, I would have had a hard, miserable time of it if I went out. So I was just as happy to stay at home. I'm a loner for the most part. So, it's basically me and my wife, our pets, So what was I going to talk about today? Okay, that's enough about Christmas. Oh, Christmas, basically, my goal is to get through it. If I could actually say it was all right, it was okay, that's a huge bonus. I was looking back, at YouTube videos I probably did 10 years ago or something like that. They didn't get an astronomical number of hits and they never went viral. Let's put it that way. But a couple had some popularity. I've even been thinking about kind of resurrecting a couple of them again and putting a new season on. One of them was the Grandpa Ken David Stewart show. By the way, this is artificial cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I've got COPD. That's right. But I need a soother. But anyway, what was I talking about anyway? I was talking about, the Grandpa Ken David Stewart show. And at that time, I think I used to read from kids' books, and ones I used to read to the little guys sometimes when I was a teacher. And, we used to have hand puppets. Where they are now, I don't know. I hope they didn't get thrown out or something. But I was thinking of a lot of ideas come to me, and few of them, come to fruition, but fortunately few do. And I would really like to kind of have some hand puppets. Can't find them right now. They're still in the house. But I wouldn't mind doing a puppet show, maybe even writing a little play or doing improv, something for the kids. And, so that's one thing I've been thinking of. The other one, when I look back, that was the most popular was when I had this show called Books at Bedtime. And that was actually very popular, relatively speaking. I remember reading Stephen King's novella, I guess it was, called The Moving Finger. And that one got an enormous amount of hits, most I've ever had. And then I think I read from the, what was it called? Walter Mitty. The story of Walter Mitty. And that came in about second in terms of hits. So people like to be read to. When I was a school teacher, I read to my kids every day. I mean, we'd always have a book on the go every day, and even when I was subbing in high school, before I got disabled the last couple of years, I would even read to high school students, because there's something about telling a story. And there's something about performing it live. There's just something about that, where you can really sometimes feel, when you feel a connection with your audience, that it's really, really great. And a lot of people like to be read to, So I think I filled a little bit of a gap for some people. And of course, a lot of Stephen King fans. So what more could I say? I mean, the guy's probably the best-selling author of all time. And I've read a lot of his books. But we talk about Stephen King later. Knows a lot of people don't like Stephen King. He just writes horror. That's not true. And basically what I like about him is his characterizations. And, the people and his characters and stories are very real people. I'm a little bit in the dark right now. I'm reading my notes, but I was going to say, so I had to turn the house lights down for this video to work with a lot of blurring and things like that. And yesterday, I think I mentioned my last video that my Amazon Fire Stick had crapped out. Now, I haven't had a great deal of success becoming an Amazon affiliate. Something I need about my tax information. I don't know. But anyway, for now, I've got to put that on but it would be a nice idea if they kind of sent me a couple of bucks or a few cents now and then, because really I'm advertising for a lot of their products that I use myself. And, the Amazon Fire Stick, for its price, it's, what, 40, 50 bucks. You get a Boxing Day, get 39 or so, I don't know. But anyway, so because my one crapped out, the only problem I found is if you use it a lot like I do, I found they have about a 6-month lifespan, but that may be because we have an older TV now. Some of the young people probably won't have heard of, except through their grandparents, is an old tube TV. And it doesn't have the jacks in the back and the inputs where you could normally attach an Amazon Fire Stick. So if I watching a YouTube video, one person showed how you could get around that, do a workaround if you bought an adapter. So I did. And guess what? After a great deal of strain, figuring what connected into what, I got it to work on my Panasonic tube TV. And I mean, there's a million things you can do with the Amazon Fire Stick. And, I'm so happy with that thing. Well, last night, it probably took me an hour or two to change the old one to the new one. Like I said, assembling things and fixing things is not my forte. But I figured, man, I want this Amazon Fire TV stick to work so bad that I'm going to keep at it, persevere, no matter how painful it works. It is. I did get it to work with God's help because I didn't pray about it. I said, Lord, can you help me with this? I mean, I need help, because I did get it working, but I couldn't explain to you now how I got it working. So I have to give the credit to God there. Some people may find that weird, but I've tried that a few times and it usually works. And because I have many weaknesses and disabilities, things like that. So it's sure nice to have a God who looks after me, has my back. I've been relatively busy. I guess technically I'm sort of retired, but that was not my choice because I got so crippled up and disabled that I couldn't work anymore. I was working as a sub teacher and I loved it. I still miss subbing. I miss the junior high and the high school like crazy, but I can't do it anymore. I don't know if I ever will be, but I really grieved over the loss of that for a good year anyway. And because I got such a kick out of that. And, so what I've done is I've been trying out different things. Looking at things like affiliate marketing through Amazon and other companies and stuff like that, taking some online courses, and continuing on with my writing. Now, they say, and my blog, they say to be a successful blogger, you got to have a niche type of platform. I so far don't because I have too many interests. And it's hard for me to stick with one small topic all the time. So my solution, I don't know if it'll be successful. Sure would make me happy if it was. But I've now got 3 separate WordPress blogs on different things. And still there's some topics I can't fit in. I've got my regular one with the weird and fantastical writings of Ken David Stewart, which is basically a collection of my fiction going back a long ways and excerpts from my novels and stuff I'm currently working on in the fiction realm. And I've got another one because whenever I comment on a rock and roll song or artist on Facebook, I get quite a few of my friends would react to it, and would say they liked it. And so that's, I don't know, always a wise thing to tell me that you like something I do, because that means I'll probably keep doing it. So I said, why not make this into another blog? I said, what really interests me? And I found what really interests me is basically books, audio books, and music. And, so I said, well, we can make a separate blog out of this. And, I'm still working on trying to make my sites a little more, I don't know, beautiful. They aren't, though. Not at this point, but you're still hoping. But I can see why some people pay big bucks to have someone make a website for them. I fully understand now. It's not easy. Okay. What else was I going to say? Because I'm kind of reading in the dark right now. Oh, yeah, on my third blog is on like chronic illnesses and disabilities. They're pretty severe, and kind of sharing my experience on how I try to deal and cope with these things, and I've got several right now, disabilities that I have to manage. So I'm not a doctor, but I can share my experiences. So I have found a few things that work, at least some of the time. But accepting yourself as you are is very important. Like if I just say, well, God loves me just the way I am, and some other people do. They have a hard time putting up with my eccentricities and some of my weird habits, but I mean, basically they put up with me. So, and some even like me. Maybe a few love me. My wife does. So that's okay. Even though physically I haven't been doing that great, emotionally I've been feeling well. And that's a big treat for me if it's over an extended period of time. And I can usually tell by how active I am with writing blogs, podcasts, things like that. The more active I am, usually I'm functioning much better emotionally. And I belong to a Zoom meeting group that meets on Monday afternoons, very small group, but it's basically about connection. And it's really been a blast. I mean, the participants we've got, it's really been a blast. Nothing boring at all. But so I'm really happy about that. I'm very thankful to God about this technology we have today, because, really with my handicaps and disabilities, I really, it hasn't made much difference with this whole, craziness about, COVID and all the shutdowns and masks and things like vaccines, arguments, things like that. Well, it doesn't affect my life that much, you see, because basically I don't go out unless it's to a doctor's appointment, to the hospital. But, I kid my wife, I got this nice car. At least I think my Ford Fusion is a nice car. Best one I've had. Best looking anyway, the newest. But I don't get to use it much. My wife is still does all the driving. I'm not quite ready to go back to that yet. So I guess today we covered, just a general thing about what I've been doing. With my COPD, which is a severe breathing disorder, kind of a chronic bronchitis emphysema kind of blend, limits me on a lot of things I can do physically. And when I'm really sick, I just have to take a week or two off, kind of an exercise program I set up for myself, basically using a bowl worker and for resistance training, plus some free weights, adjustable dumbbells, which I love. But maybe on Monday, next Monday, I shall start this up again. Start light. That's the thing. Because I suffer from chronic pain. And what I found is the more physically active I am, the worse it gets. So that's not a good thing. But, you know, I still do like working out. And, you know, I think I've probably taken up enough of your time today with my rambling and babbling on. So I just hope you guys are all going to have a nice new year. I might even talk to you tomorrow. Again, we'll see how it goes. But I pray for you all. God loves you. So do I. And, you know, I really appreciate the friends I have. I really do. And the friends on Facebook and over the blogosphere and things like that. Warms my heart. No, you know. So anyway, I'll have some interesting topics coming up next time too. I think they're interesting. At least I was entertained. I don't know if you were, but I sure was. So with that being said, I think that right now I shall end this session, this video. And here we go. So we shall catch you again, maybe tomorrow. This is Ken David Stewart signing off.